See, that's legal because it's me making a parody of it.
Right, whereas if I were to pull it up right now...
No, do not pull up.
We got time.
Do not pull up the Michael music on stream.
No,
what would happen if you did a Japanese song? Like with
No, that's different. That's different copyright. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Wayward 7. My name is Will, the Forever DM, as always. Sometimes not. Catch our battle royales; they're pretty fun. But welcome back to the Wayward 7. We got another good episode for you. Episode, oh man, 65, I think, right?
Is it?
Yeah, 65.
Something like that.
I lost count.
Oh, well, we're getting up in the years there. But before we start tonight's episode, we got some wonderful announcements for my people on the right side of me. Maybe the opposite side for the audience. Hey, Ethan. Hey, Jack.
Hey.
Good morning, Jack.
I was not prepared.
Good morning, Ethan.
Okay. Hey. How's it going?
How you guys doing?
Hey, I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing awesome. Thank you for asking.
That's so good to hear. You know what today is?
Did you figure it out?
National Peanut Cluster Day.
No, we don't. I was actually what I was looking at is today's actually Be Nasty Day.
Oh.
Be nasty?
B period nasty.
What does that mean?
It means that today we honor nasty in the sense of Nestani, in the sense of just for the sake of Nestani, be nasty and.
Oh, I don't think Nestani would advocate for that.
No, just be like Nestani,
Yeah.
which is kind and giving, and in the sense of Nestani's kindness, give a like to our video.
That took you took the longest.
Yeah,
that
Peanut Blast, whatever that was.
Peanut butter cluster day.
Cluster. It's hang on, wait, let me find something else here. It's nutrition optimism month. Here we go, optimism.
Okay, well
Okay.
we're
So
jumping through hoops here.
optimistically, I bet you're gonna subscribe.
Okay, thank you guys on the improv side. Ladies, what's up? How you
I'm
guys doing?
optimistic that you'll like the content that we create for you on our social media at the Wayward 7.
Wow.
Yeah,
What a-
there
that
you go.
was so
That was
much
very
better.
clean.
That was so nasty.
That was
of you.
very, very clean. So
I always have to struggle and come up with something, and then Lauren can just play off of that because she goes second.
well,
I always have to be first. It's not.
tell you what,
fair.
Ethan. Next time, I'll make Lauren go first. That's a promise.
Ooh.
Lauren's going first, so Lauren
All
gotta
right.
come up with a bit.
I'll
All
go
right.
first.
So, yeah, I think that's about all we had to say, I hope. Let's get into tonight's
That's all I can
episode.
say.
She wants a. You know me. She wants a. I was walking down the street when out the corner of my eye I saw a pretty little thing approaching me. She said, "I've never seen a man who looks so all alone, and could you use a little company? If you could pay the right price, your evening would be nice, and you can go and send me on my way." I said, "You're such a sweet young thing, oh, why you do this to yourself?" She looked at me, and this is what she said: "Oh, there ain't no rest for the wicked. Money don't grow on trees. I got bills to pay, I got mouths to feed. There ain't nothing in this world for free. Oh no, I can't slow down, I can't hold back. Oh, you know, I wish I could. Oh no, there ain't no rest for the wicked until we close our eyes for good." Not even 15 minutes later, I'm still walking down the street when I saw the shadow of a man creep out of sight. And then he swept up from behind, he put a gun up to my head. He made it clear he wasn't looking for a ride. He said, "Give me all you got, I want your money, not your life. But if you try to make a move, I won't think twice." I told him, "You can have my cash, but first you know I gotta ask, what made you wanna live this kind of life?" He said, "There ain't no rest for the wicked. Money don't grow on trees. I got bills to pay, I got mouths to feed. There ain't nothing in this world for free. Oh no, I can't slow down, I can't hold back. Oh, you know, I wish I could. Oh no, there ain't no rest for the wicked until we close our eyes for good." Yeah. When now a couple hours passed and I was sitting at my house, the day was winding down and coming to an end.
We're not allowed to.
Birds live in cages, guys. It's not that weird.
Yeah.
I think you should
Anyway,
free
we've had some fun conversations, but that being said, Last time we left off. Thank you, Reagan.
Sorry.
The
You should
party
do that every time.
had a somewhat calm travel episode, with some minor losses being Chris's hand axes. Hope you know, mourns that loss when we get to it. But speaking of mourning, a lot of people, were taken by the death of Nastani and Gwen, none other more than Silas, who opted to make a deal with a very shady demoness that, if you've been watching our show, should be familiar with, Araya. That being said, they traveled to Basilica in search of Gwen's brothers, as well as maybe some information on Nico and his whereabouts. Any information on the advisory as well as Guardvia could be useful, as some suggestions were given at some point, maybe talking to the Sovereign, maybe talking to any of the other higher-ups. One of the higher-ups you guys have luckily ran into and left on very good terms, Preceptor Callisti Erlin. But, that being said, you've spent the majority of the day traveling here, passing through small towns and great bridges over very perilous rivers. And finally, you have found what Icarus you recognize as the outer city of Proxima. A small town that mostly kind of houses people who are of the farming variety. Very much on the outer walls of Basilica. This massive crater-like structure that you guys can see. These white stone pillar-like walls of what Icarus as the caldera of Basilica. So, as you slowly are driving through the other site that kind of catches your eye, and for a moment, Icarus, I'm home. You see it, the massive brass Colossus, the first sovereign of Mori. This massive statue, resembling the first sovereign, with kind of a laurel in his hair, the kind of curly beard and hair, holding what appears to be a massive shield, as well as a spear. And on the shield you can see kind of written on the kind of crest of it, Eternitas per Virtutum, which you would know loosely translates in common to eternity through valor or power, up to the translator. That being said, as you approach, you see that the main road leading into Basilica kind of leads under the arm of the Colossus, kind of framing this massive doorway with the spear off to the side. But for now, you are getting many looks in the outer outskirts of Proxima. So, that being said, what are you guys doing?
I want to emphasize again, like, this is a whole new Icarus, like, coming home, like
It's been a long time.
Herb and Gwen haven't been around quite as long, and then even Nastani a little bit, but like for the whole time it's been like this sort of like weighted demeanor.
A weak
And it's
man.
Like, well,
Yes.
but like this
Emotionally, yes.
but like coming home, this is like free and light and happy. Like Icarus is like practically chirping. I'm like, all right, we're gonna. Yeah, I might have lost the voice.
Any excitement.
Let's switch voices. Everybody's
Right,
voices.
he's so happy he has a new voice.
He
that it?
stole Chris's voice.
Guys,
My parents are here.
It was also an act.
He's not the only one that had character development.
I'm gonna see my family. There's so many places I need to show you. There's the restaurants, the stores we can see, the library. Oh, the library is amazing. You all need to meet Master Gaiax.
Is this your voice?
Yes.
I'd love to, Icarus, but I
would love to.
I heard dinner, and that sounds great, says William in the back of the car.
Dinner sounds. I've lost mine too now. Okay.
It's the food, right?
It's the food. Yeah.
Shut up, dude.
The dude.
Pointing up to Maury.
Dude.
Isn't he awesome?
Large.
Yeah, I'd say that's accurate in Stony. That's a good descriptor.
I have another descriptor. I'm not gonna say it.
Imposing.
Mm-hmm.
Mighty?
Sure.
What? He doesn't measure up to your expectations.
No,
Must be
he measured
compensating
up.
for something.
Let's just go. Let's go. Whatever we're doing, let's go. I would like to find my brothers as soon as possible, though. I imagine that this situation is not necessarily leisurely. I would
Yeah.
love to do all the things. I would, but they are currently being held by I don't even know who. So.
Like, instantaneous, like, fall back to the...
Oh
Original-
no.
Right. Of course. We're
Here.
gonna find them.
No. It's
I forgot we're on business and also fugitives.
We could probably do for a nice dinner to discuss, though. I'm very hungry, and I gave my rations to a lion, so...
I forgot about that.
Mhm.
I
did too.
I didn't. That was crazy. You were talking feline.
Wow.
I'm. I apologize. I didn't mean to dampen the mood.
No,
I just.
it would
Listen.
be unwise to
What if we
live
do
as
this?
tourists.
Well, you're not a tourist, and I would love to see your home. And I'm sure all of the rest of us would as well. And we're excited to see the things that you're excited about too. If it's alright, maybe Willem and I could go
Yeah, of course. You want to go look to do some
scout
recon?
some stuff out,
Yeah,
and then
absolutely.
maybe you guys could go and find some exciting things to look at, like shops and gear, and I'll come back and
Oh.
you can fill me in.
Is it like how like sacred is the Colossus? Like, am I like
The Colossus.
if I let me more to the point.
Sure.
When I was here before, if I was allowed, and I guess even if I wasn't, I would have like been flying up probably with Nico and like sitting on his shoulders. Is that like an okay thing?
It's probably not advised to do so, but I mean, it's something that they're not going to see you guys up there. You look like a couple of birds. So, it definitely probably would have been a spot that you two could have had that private break from the regime of the sovereignship here. But yeah, Colossus is quite large, kind of matching the height of the caldera itself. Knowing that Basilica is in a basin and kind of dips down, it just kind of makes it a bit more impressive to see how big it is. But yeah. That being said,
Yeah, I think that works unless you guys really don't want to split up.
I mean,
What do
Gwen,
you think?
Gwen, if you want, I can go take a look around if you want to take a breather for a bit. You've been
I
going pretty
don't.
hard for a couple days.
I would like to know as much as possible about where my brothers are,
Well,
if that's okay.
well, yeah, of course. I was just saying, if you want to, like, just give me your address and I can meet at your place later tonight. If you wanted.
Where are we going to be staying then?
From our previous discussion, you live pretty close to where I do, so
Sleep in the trunk.
We're a van life family now.
get the bed set up. It's real nice.
That's how we make our money.
Herb gets the master. We
Yeah.
get the bunk beds in the hallway
Mm-hmm.
with a curtain between for privacy.
I
Yeah.
sleep on the table that turns into a bed.
Like I said, like, if you want, I can try and go get some leads. Maybe ask around. Maybe see if anybody's noticed any prison transports coming into the city.
Please do.
I can do that. You're welcome to come with me if you want, but
What do you think? Should I or should I stay?
I mean, it's up to you.
Mr. He's like, you should go. You should go. Leave me. I'm
kidding. She's like nose deep in the journal, so.
I'm sorry!
Like I said, Gwen, I'd love to have your company if you want to, but I also understand that, you know, you might be a bit tired. That's okay.
Oh,
He's saying you look tired.
I'm saying that you had a rough go of it.
oh, you're saying I look rough?
I can
No,
go
Gwen, you
with
look
it.
lovely.
I've got some good spells to uncover.
Yeah, if you want to. Trust the little man here.
Okay.
I was a detective, so.
Can I have the speaking stone?
Sure.
I bought it.
Then have
It's a
it.
company phone.
I know it's a company
Then
phone!
use the company phone that you bought. There you go. Anyway, what are we doing?
As she's writing in the journal, can I peek over her journal?
Yeah, make a perception check.
No.
Is it your journal or?
This is Silas's journal.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Isn't it all?
Oh, it's all
Arc's in?
Arkansas anyways. But he has the crown on.
Yeah, he has my crown
Well,
on.
he has to.
Oh, that's true.
It's Braille.
17.
I would say, from what you glean, you cannot read the language without touching it. However, it looks, I'd say with the 17, yeah, it looks fairly formatted. Almost like stanzas.
He wrote
More
his
secrets?
poetry.
More secrets?
No, it's Silas's journal
I
that
turn
he
around
left
and I
for
walk
me.
away.
Hop out of the car.
Just go.
Okay.
I
It's fine.
give Willem the speaking stone. If you find something and you need
Yeah.
anything, please use it.
Sure. Okay.
And if not, great. If so, I will be.
I'll save it for the emergency, because I don't really know how to use it.
You think of the person you want to talk to,
I'll set it down real quick. Okay.
and you have 25 words
Okay.
that you can say to the person. If it was me, you
Alright.
could say it to me. You would not be able to respond to what I had to say, but
It's just one way.
yes.
Okay.
It's like messenger pigeons.
Oh, okay. Pigeons. Yeah. I use those. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, I will take this.
Just like character development. Reagan is now explaining
I
how the
know.
stone works.
Well, I wrote a description. I have the. Anyways, never mind. But yeah, I know how it works now, guys.
So okay,
Aw.
so I'll use it should I need to contact you.
Yes.
I'll be honest, I'm probably not gonna find anything super concrete as there's only, you know, maybe 8 more hours of daylight left. Probably 6. But you know, I'll meet you back at his place. Yeah,
That works.
looks good. Cool. Otherwise, I'll send you a message if I can't find you.
Okay.
But yeah. Anyway, I think I'm gonna start looking out here in Proxima before heading inside.
I'll
So
write
same.
him a little note of
Yeah.
parents' address.
Oh, that's really close.
All right. So, Icarus, where to?
What do you want? Food or
Food.
shopping?
Yes.
My knowledge.
Yes. Food
You roll for your
especially.
books
Yes.
real quick.
I'm gonna try and get the maximum. Okay.
So,
I want to use every single buff that I have.
alright.
I've already gotten inspiration. I can choose to use haste to do 2 actions, but I don't know if that would really help. So
Probably
in
not.
turn, I will use guidance on myself.
Okay. So, I'll say for the first, we'll split this into sections. We'll do the first 3 days and then the second 2, or the last 2 days. Okay.
Yep.
So, alright, go for it. Make a, as you're reading the second book, the weave and how to manipulate it. Go ahead and roll a Arcana check.
Alright, and I would like to use guidance, my d6, and my proficiency.
Go for it.
addition. Let me. Arcana?
Yep, Arcana.
Okay, so proficiency is a +2, right?
Yep. Should be.
Are we?
You guys are outside the city. You're in Proxima.
That's good.
Currently. Willem is headed off to scatter out.
Can you fly?
For about a minute, yeah.
That'd be enough to get up to Colossus.
Yeah.
Could you fly down after?
I can take it down.
Doing it in broad daylight is a bit different,
Oh, okay.
as there
Okay,
are
yeah.
people. So I mean, you guys could try to sneak up there if you want to, like
I mean-
kind of going around the caldera edge. You know that there are,
I feel like I would know the way.
yeah. You've done this before. If you'd like to try.
If you'll wait just a little bit. Follow me.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Pass Without a Trace as well.
There you go. Okay, good to know. All right. So what'd you get?
First thing is 31.
31. Yeah, you definitely got at least just over halfway through that book. Just really, it's a complicated subject. Understanding that every object has an innate magic to it, whether it appears to be magical or not, and understanding that a lot of magics manipulate it, draw out that energy from one way or another. But the things that have the most magic are life itself. And towards the middle of the book, it starts getting to interesting forms of this magic that just exists in the etherealness of the world. But let's see about the next half of the book.
Okay. Can I use guidance, or because
Sure.
it would be separate days?
It would be separate days, sure. I'll allow it.
I've got still an inspiration, so I'm gonna have to lock in right here.
Okay.
Okay, that's one better.
The two of you go ahead and make stealth checks. Just straight
Should I use
rolls.
inspiration?
Plus 10.
That'll be fine.
You have Pass Without a Trace, Gwyn, Jill, the card, Chris.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I'm use the.
Hey.
No, I'm using the pink.
Sorry about your.
What'd you do?
What'd you lose?
Nothing.
Oh
Chris.
yes. Your was it your nephew?
It's not the worst.
don't have
Did I
a
roll
nephew
better
that
than
I
you?
know
I
of.
guarantee it.
I probably have one somewhere.
Oh,
Don't doubt it.
Your brothers get around
It's
then.
like,
I'm
it's
very
like at least twice as much as that.
Not those brothers.
Why would you have a nephew?
Well, then, minimum.
Because I have.
You know what a nephew is?
I do know what
I'm
a
gonna
nephew
have
is,
to say
Chris.
that.
Because I have many a sibling everywhere,
Okay.
and I don't know all of my siblings
It's kind of
because
cool.
I don't even know my dad.
It's like a team.
Sure, I have a team around the
Summon them
world.
wherever.
No, not quite. I don't know their names,
We should work with that.
much less their phone numbers.
I think we could build something here.
I think you need to leave the entrepreneurship
Ah.
to
Ba 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 ba.
So, or what'd you roll for your Arcana check?
36.
36. I'd say, yeah, you finished the book. The latter half, the more advanced chapters, are about the fact that this weave, this magic, this thread, is almost like the lifeblood of the universe, in a way. How, as long as things are perpetually in the cycle of life and death, decay and renewal, there is magic innate that guides it in a way. It's a concept that kind of piques your interest for a second, as this description of the lifeblood, this magic is time, really seems literal almost.
Yeah.
But I'll say you finished the second book. So, you got one more book to go, and you can tackle that in Basilica. So, those of you with the stealth check, Icarus.
I rolled a 29.
Nice. What did you get?
Lower than me.
22.
Okay. You rolled a 2. At least not a 1. Okay. So, I would say Icarus and Stani kind of going through the outskirts of Proxima. It's a small town. But the watchtowers, the closer you get to Basilica, are more common, especially around the upper perimeter of the caldera, as to make sure that no airships invade or any other flying assailants, such as yourselves. However, Icarus, knowing the path, kind of just traveling in these the deeper crevices of the caldera edge, kind of eventually fly up, right up. You kind of find the shoulder with the shield, and kind of find purchase right there. And as you kind of look down, you see the very small town of Proxima. You see the car kind of towards the back of the town. You see all the little people walking beneath you. It's quite the sight, but as you turn around, the real sight, you behold all of Basilica in this basin. You see the deep kind of divot that it makes as the city sinks almost towards the center before rising into the point. Icarus recognizing the Well of Ogma, the grand library at the center, and the verdant well. All the gardens, all the kind of white stone buildings built out of the rocks here themselves. It's quite the sight. In the far distance, Icarus, you can point out the Temple of the Gods, the divine sanctum for most pantheons, not just on Kohal, but Voshan and the others abroad. You also see, far in the distance from you, the Palace of the Sovereign, this massive kind of spired, almost cathedral-like structure that catches your eyes. It does take out a large portion of the city. The Sovereign's gardens, as well as the lands that are within its range, are very well kept, as the city at the slopes up into 3 different layers at that point. From you can see it starts at the bottom at the well that kind of sinks into the ground. From there it goes a little bit up that you recognize the verdant well quarter. From there you see the next layer kind of tearing up where the temple quarter as well as the Sovereign's court touch, and so forth and so on. Icarus, you know that in these kind of layers, the city actually travels deep within the rock here as well, leading into underground streets, houses, buildings, lots of different shops, everything that you could hope to find. It's somewhere in Basilica. That being said, the other sites that you can see from up here, the massive mausoleum of the Sovereigns, Aviturnitus, off to the far western side of the city. This massive mausoleum that you would know, Icarus, has been the site of many guard duties for you in your lower ranking days, and occasionally some of your high ranking ones, as it is an honor to guard the mausoleum of the Sovereign, but not just Sovereign, but all nobles, all leaders, all of those with prominence in Basilica, and Cilicia as a whole. But from up here, it's all so small, all so tiny, at the shoulders of a Colossus.
I mean, the view is beautiful, but why am I up here?
It's peaceful here. When I was younger, this is where Nico and I would come to get away from it. From our duties and responsibilities, whether it was the weight under the Sovereign or our mother's health. All the problems of the world would just melt away when we were up here. In a figurative and literal sense, the world is small beneath you. Up here you can relax, take in the air, and it feels like you can do anything. I want to highlight in like the sort of crook of the neck, like little etchings of like our names, and add in like there's Nico, Icarus, as well as Santonio, Kia, and Warren, all 5 like just sort of listed in there, and just sort of like, I don't know, tap on them gently with a talon or something.
Yeah.
Nastani, you understand the complicated nature of having family and power while you're cut off. I'm happy to be home, but even up here where my troubles used to melt away, I can't help but worry about what comes next.
Yeah, I guess we don't quite know what's going to happen next. I don't really have an answer. I mean, it's hard because we're actually in your country more familiar. Like what we're at war with right now is your own people. So, or at least from what we know, I do understand it to a level. The being cut off, not the. Sorry.
Silas had told me he had a task of protecting members of the royal family. And in his departure, asked me to keep that up. I don't know what's coming, and in the last 5 or so years, I've been struck time and time again with my own helplessness to protect. I was raised and trained to be a protector of the weak and the innocent, and time and again I find myself failing in that. I'm going to do whatever I can because I promised Silas. But I have to acknowledge that I can't, on my own, keep any of you safe. And well, as much as I try, I need each of your help to do it.
Well, you don't hold the entire responsibility of keeping us all safe. That's just not practical.
Practical or not, it's a weight on my soul. But all that to say, I need you to take care of yourself and take care of Gwen and Herb and Chris. It's the personal connections that I have here may be a great help or a great hindrance in the coming days. We'll see.
I'll back you up regardless. I've gotten stronger over the months of adventuring. I think I more so needed the protection from social reasons, because I don't know how to interact with people outside of court, outside of my own country. I barely left my own home city. Can't really call it a town, it's a city. But I've gotten better, even if we are on the run. And I think we can all protect ourselves, and we've got the hang of it. I will need help getting down from here. I don't have my wings anymore. They only last for so long. I'm not meant to fly.
Right. Yeah, with not going against gravity, this time I'm gonna...
Yeah, glide down.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make that stealth check for me.
Yep.
Still have a +10.
Let's go. It's gotta be better than a 2, right?
I mean...
It's just him.
Yeah.
Oh, Chris.
Oh, it's so much better.
Nephew is...
No, I
think
thought it
you
was when you
don't.
buy the hired help, that's the nephew.
No, that's not what...
When you buy the person for, like, killing stuff.
No, that's hired help. not.
It's a mercenary.
A
Hired help was
mercenary.
explained differently to me.
Okay,
I was
know.
told not to hire help.
Why?
Well,
Who told you this?
my mentor.
Okay, alright. Well, why did he tell you that? 'Cause
Well, he said last dude he hired tried to get frisky.
oh,
He said don't do it.
Okay. So,
He had to kill him.
oh,
Bury his body.
okay.
Not too far from the hole.
What hole?
The one I lived in.
Oh. So you just
Jungle.
lived with the dead body?
No,
In a
my
hole.
mentor.
Okay, alright. Okay, Chris. Alright. Nastani, please hurry back.
What'd you get? What'd you get, Chris?
On the stealth?
Yep.
It's not as good as it could have been, but it is 39.
Nice.
Oh
yeah,
my
easy
God.
enough. Glide back down the same way you guys came, and eventually regroup with the truck at Proxima. So,
Am I with homie?
you're with Chris and Gwen, right?
I thought I went with the dude.
Just want to.
Don't even know his name.
What's the
Well.
dude's name? Okay, we can figure it out. Sure, we can go on with that. He's been kind of going about town. He's kind of walking up to shopkeepers, asking about, any patrols, any strange, members of the advisory stopping by. He's kind of been talking to personal connections that he has. He knows just about everybody outside here, at least running most of the shops and smaller scale stuff here. But as you guys are looking, are you helping him? What you doing?
Yeah.
Okay. How are you helping him?
I want to save my third eye
Okay,
for
yeah.
whenever we narrow it down. However, I don't know. Would I have learned anything fancy in the books?
I'd say, everything has a unique magical essence to it. So if you had, say, the familiarity of them,
Yeah.
you could potentially track them through that.
I was just thinking that. I'm gonna go back to Wood real quick.
Okay.
I
Sounds
don't know
good.
how
I'll
to
probably
do
be
it.
making my way down the streets, heading towards the gate a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, so her. Anyway, so that was the fourth guy we
Give me
buried.
something of theirs.
What?
Give me something of theirs.
Something of theirs. The last thing that I have of theirs that they gave me was, they used that bag of gems to revive me, but I don't know if I have the bag or anything.
I have the bag of gems, but I don't think I have them.
Oh, I got the gems. Gems are in my pockets. They feel nice when
I
I walk.
keep
No, something else's.
I like to fold them like this.
They're
Would
cheap.
I have anything from?
You got it in your inventory.
No.
Are you guys blood related?
I assume by our father, yes.
Can I just look at her? See if I see any familiarities. I don't know.
They all got those signature
Ears.
pointy ears.
I'm just gonna focus really hard on the ears.
Make an arcana.
I'm trying to salvage whatever I can.
Yeah.
Yeah. 11.
They're sharp. They're grayish purple. They're little. They've seen better days.
Have you asked them with the rock where they are?
Yes, they don't know. The most they knew was they stopped for water and food a few weeks ago. Knows where they're heading, but was unable to disclose it, so they couldn't tell me. They ran out of words on the stone. Willem has the stone.
Let's go talk to them.
I would. I don't know. I would say, I don't know if they will know exactly where they are. I doubt they haven't been very well traveled, so I don't know if they'll be able to tell you exactly who or what they are around, but it might be worth a shot. But I know, I think Nastani was holding on to it for some reason, so if we don't have to use it, I would like to give Nastani the chance to use it today.
Okay.
But-
I'll walk away and read the book.
Okay. So
I've had
you open up the new first chapter.
Is it difficult to read because I'm not a wizard, or?
You have to run your hands over the whole thing because it's in a language you can't read.
But like,
Naturally.
it's been easily understood, or should I?
I would say with your rolls, you've been understanding the concepts. Like,
Okay.
it translates well. You know how to use magic innately. So, a lot of it's just making sense to what you already know how to do.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
So you're good. All right. So, are you heading back to meet up with Willem, or are you staying in the truck?
I'm gonna stay in the back of the truck and read.
Okay. So eventually, everybody kind of regroups. What are you guys doing?
I have a question. Are there trucks around here?
No.
No.
There's a lot of carriages. There's a lot of weird looks as you guys are kind of pulled off to the side of the large road that leads in.
Yeah.
So occasionally you kind of go like, oh, that's okay, weird.
We
Business
might want to
cards.
walk.
I mean, you guys have been seen.
Yeah.
It's not that they're like, oh, they're weird, get them. It's more like a,
Oh,
what's
that's
that?
interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Business cards.
You get the sense that some of these people might know what this is.
Yeah, but they've never seen one.
But they've never seen one here at Basilica for sure. As a lot of people kind of going in and out seem to be merchants.
Cool. Let's do first, Icarus. How's your flight?
A little tiring.
Sorry, I can only fly for a minute.
I didn't even know you could fly.
Y'all should sleep in the back and we take a stroll.
Okay.
I say we get food, maybe find a place to stay for the night, and, well, I guess we're staying at, are we staying at your parents' house, or did you just want to visit? Do we have a nest there?
Wow.
Wow, generalization.
Well,
Sorry.
get there and find out.
Not all birds sleep in nests, Gwen.
I mean, like, here's my
I
nest.
do, but not because
Not because it's a stereotype, but because it's nice.
it's comfy, okay?
It's called roosting.
He's preening
I don't
right
know.
now.
I'm torn on that.
Well, you did
Regardless of what we do, I'm going to see them, and regardless of what we do, they will tell Nico that they saw me.
Also, you gave Willem the address for that, didn't you?
Well, yeah, we're gonna at least meet there. I don't know if we're going to stay there.
Is Willem gonna be like
Hey,
having tea
pop
with your
quiz,
parents?
DM. Where would Gaiax be?
Gaiax, you would know that Gaiax kind of spends his time kind of spread out between teachings, between making house calls. But I would say the nearest place that you know, he does run a little shop
Oh, that's cool.
in the Noble Quarter. So that would probably be the closest place if you were to go to it, if he was there. But it's kind of one of those things where he works when he wants to. The shop is open periodically.
Herb, are you finished with those books?
The second one. First and second. Starting on the third.
I would
Look
like
at
to
this.
give them away.
No. No. No.
Technically, they are our copies of the books. But
The only other copies are in a nation far, far away.
technically,
I must finish this third book.
You can keep the third one. I want to at least give the first one.
What are my annotations?
Herb has drawn a lot.
in a language he does not know.
I would say it's in common.
Can I point to the engine of the car? Look. And I walk away.
Okay.
Does
We'll
that mean
come back to
anything?
that.
No? Okay.
Yes,
Chris
it's
is
very magical.
looking at it. He's
Can I-
staring at it.
Can I inspect the car engine?
Yeah,
With
yes.
my knowledge of magic imbued objects.
Yeah, I would say you look at it. It's not really
One
super
sentence.
covered. So you're kind of just looking at it, kind of looking under. What are you looking for? Just
I just want to notice any familiarities with the book and the engine.
well, you know that this engine is very much magically imbued for condensing. otherwise, you know, the main source of power comes from the kind of large crystalline structure kind of placed towards the cab. So a lot of this is pure machinery, but there are definitely magical aspects to it that kind of bind the whole thing, making it to where you can compact it to where it is still able to run should you have a critical error.
Or a check engine light.
Yeah, or a check engine. There's no lights on.
Hey, you should look at your ball.
I already know what that does.
Oh, never mind.
I've murdered a
I thought it was
person
so
before.
smart. Fine. Okay, so what are we
Shop man.
up to? Shopping, food?
Wrong shopping?
Sure.
Shopping
We
episode!
want money.
Okay, so you guys heading into our city?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so who's
Can I
driving?
do like
I'll drive because I know a place.
Okay.
I guess. I assume I know a place.
Galaxy Shop?
Sure, we can start there.
Sure. Legion's Legacy, kind of in the noble corner. Okay, so as you guys kind of join the kind of traffic of carriages kind of leading into the city, eventually you get to right under the Colossus where a guard station is kind of placed, kind of built into the pedestal that it stands on. And eventually kind of you see one of the Cilician guards step out. And kind of stop, look a bit confused, walk around towards you, Icarus. Papers.
Do I have papers?
Do you?
I probably have like at least some kind of
Like
ID or something,
ID
right?
Yeah, like
living here.
citizenship.
Something with
Is it in your inventory?
citizenship and or
The soldier,
like
your
family name
uniform.
on it. I did sell my uniform.
I would say, what do you show him?
Do you
I
know,
have the ancient Cilician armor.
this will tell you who I am.
Flip it out, flip it back in.
What about?
Flip it out, flip it out.
Would this be any good?
What's that?
Letter from Nico.
You gonna show him the letter for Nico?
Scary.
I mean, no. Oh wait, no. I didn't write it down. The what was the? Say it.
Where'd you get it from?
That Callisti gave me.
Yeah,
The,
okay. So you're bringing out the scroll
Yeah, sure.
with the seal on it.
Yeah.
The seal.
Yeah, the protectorate seal.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's called. You can write it down if you want to.
I should write that down.
You hand it over to him. He opens it up, has a real long, hard, and close look at it. Kind of looks back up. One moment. Walks back to the guard post as another one still kind of like barring the road from you guys.
Is there a long line behind us for
he kind
costumes?
of, he walks back in the shop, or into the stall rather, and you can see kind of through the kind of slatted windows. He hands it to a superior officer. Superior officer looks at it, hands it back, walks back out, and hands it to you. You're clear for entry. Welcome to Basilica.
We
One
also
bag.
get a discount.
They step
Remember,
Coupon.
coupons.
Wait, we get discounts?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Clearly still.
Yeah.
Coupon.
It's a coupon. It's also lets you go to more restricted areas of the city. That being said,
Can I do like a money flex real quick and show them my money?
are you just like pulling out a fistful of gold? What are you doing?
I want to hold my 500.
Spreading the gold coins on his arm.
You just pulling it out, like just holding it in front of the guard?
No, I'm holding it in front of them.
Okay, yeah, you do.
500 coins in your hand.
Yes.
You have very small hands. It's
I pick up the ones he's dropping.
okay. So, you guys driving in the city?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, as you enter the outskirts of the caldera, this is kind of the more, the larger general portion of the population of Cilicia kind of lives here in the caldera Aces, as many little houses, little white stone buildings here and there, but most noticeably, far kind of ahead of you, you see the secondary wall of Basilica, the one that is essentially protects the upper echelon from anything that might come through the front gate, essentially. But Icarus, you would know that kind of off to the eastern side is where you should be heading, if you would like to go there. Going towards Skyx, if you would like to.
Yeah.
Sure. So, you enter the noble quarter, and it is a little bit more distinct, as the buildings are quite a bit bigger, with much more intricate arches, columns of all this kind of white stone, very embellished. There's gilding on even some of them. As many things here are over the top, Gwen, it makes you sick, seeing all this extravagance kind of given to this area. But
This is nice.
and Sonny makes it nice. But that being said,
Poor, I have to sleep on the street.
Alright, well, I'm not poor, so I didn't sleep on the street.
Maybe you should be poor for a day. See how it is.
Right,
Not a
ma'am,
poor
already.
problem, do we?
huh? You have a poor problem in Basilica? Make a history check.
I need to go find a wizard.
I have a question.
8.
I would say, not a lot of poor people live on the surface of Basilica.
They're hidden.
They're not sleeping on the street. They're sleeping in caves.
They're sleeping under the streets.
Well,
In
some
the
that might be
sewers. That's what we did. So I have spent a day poor. And I
Maybe.
almost
spent my whole
died.
life poor.
Slept in a sewer.
Uh-huh.
That's pretty bad.
I had a question. So do we know when this vampire masquerade thing is going on, by the way? Because when we left, Willem said in about a week, but...
About a week. It means you spent about 5-6 days traveling.
So there's like 2 more...
So it's tonight.
It could be 2 more days, could be 3 more days. It could have been 2 weeks.
Okay.
It's probably, you have to ask Willem
Okay.
to check up on it, as it was a ballpark guess for him.
Got it. Cool. Just curious.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. So where are we headed?
My old mentor and instruction, Master Dyax, has a shop in the Noble Quarter. Hopefully, with a little bit of luck, he'll be there. We can meet him.
I'm excited. He taught you, or...
Everything I know.
Aww. So he taught you how to kill people?
Yes.
Cool!
Is
That
he
was
a
the
magical
main
man?
focus of the lesson. Everything else came second.
So,
I had
does
to
he
learn
teach-
on the field.
Is he a magical man?
Very.
Let's go.
It's called.
I double time.
Okay.
Herb conjures
Herb
up like glasses.
Double times it.
Sunglasses.
And you guys riding it out over there?
Yeah.
Sure. So, once again on the way, Noble Quarter. Something you do notice, Icarus, there are a lot of watchtowers that have been constructed since your absence from Basilica. Lots of just towers here and there, kind of strategically placed throughout the city, that I would say. Definitely giving a reflection of a more imposing military force here. Lots of things are being monitored, especially here in the Noble Quarter. But eventually, you find the kind of very much nice looking shop, to say the least. It has large pillars on the outside, as well as this kind of stone facade of different sorts of scholars on this very much almost temple-like building. But just kind of under that mural at the top, you see what appears to be the very much simple name, Legion's Legacy. It has no door per se, but you're free to go in and see if you...
I run in.
Yeah. Herb, hopping out of the car, running in your little captain's uniform, looking about with your nice robes now. It is quite the shop. There's many weapons, there's lots of books, there's lots of instruction, there's training dummies, there's blades, all sorts of armor. It kind of seems to be almost like a shop of old Legionnaire goods that are kind of either being sold, pawned off, perhaps traded in from recent use. But as you run in the shop, there's a large kind of imposing figure, kind of with its back turned towards you. Turns around, this very tall, kind of imposing man with the big kind of curly beard, these solid gold eyes, and gives off this faint kind of glowing aura. He's balding on the top, and the skin is like cracked porcelain. As he kind of looks down at you. What are you?
Huh?
What are you?
I'm a plant.
Fascinating.
Yes.
What brings you to Legion's legacy? Plant.
I wanna know how to be a wizard.
There's a very curious look. Strange that you should come to my shop for that, but fortunate that you have run into me.
I wanna flash my 3 books and be like, yeah, man, and I wanna put them on.
Oh, interesting. Do you guys walk in at this point?
Yes.
Yeah.
So as you guys walk in, see this very large Aasimar speaking to Herb. Kind of second, you see the golden eyes kind of flicker for a second. Icarus! Welcome
Salve,
home.
Magister Gaiax.
Salve.
Quid hodie augis?
Icarus.
What
Yeah, there's a bit.
Yeah, I know Cilician.
When did you guys come up with this?
I did not tell Will about this.
Did you bring your friends?
I'm not with them.
You literally are.
I have a baby Bjorn for you!
I put the hood on.
We gave you the books.
Long
That's
has it
our tiara!
been since you've returned, Icarus? What is the occasion? Not that it is unpleasant to see you.
A more full explanation may be fitting for a more private setting, but it is partially through necessity that I am back in Basilica.
These are the words of a troubled man. Very well, what can I do?
Well, in Legion's Legacy specifically, we may look to stock up on some things,
Of course.
but I was hoping that you, as a man and my instructor, may be able to lend me some advice.
Advice is free. But the current student discount is only for current students. But feel free to look around the shop.
Good thing we have another discount.
Discounts cannot be stacked.
So you kind of see as he walks over towards the counter, where a lot of items are kind of laid about, things that he's been appraising, likely. And as he kind of closes one of the large books and sets it off to the side, massive hands, kind of. So, Icarus, what is this advice that you seek?
I feel like I spelled that wrong. Is there no one else in here?
It seems pretty empty other than your compatriots who are looking through the store, I presume?
I kind of had a question. From what we learned in the temple before, one order was an Aasimar.
Yeah.
Does he look like that Aasimar? I don't.
They're not an exact match, but you can definitely tell they're, of the same lineage.
Okay.
As much as, Khalees and the other tiefling were
Right.
of.
Right. Okay. That's but I guess we're
Yeah. Definitely matches the description.
So I reckon I would basically lay everything out.
Oh yeah? You're gonna tell the full story?
With Gaiax, yeah, I trust this guy,
Okay.
and he's I expect not gonna be like partial or particularly in anything political.
Sure.
So yeah, I would say I trust him more than anyone else in the city probably.
Where are you starting the story?
How much time do we have?
As much time as you want.
I would probably relatively quickly go over, like, since I last saw him and
Okay.
left Basilica.
Sure, yeah.
And then,
Gwen
like,
standing
at
behind
a-
her with a pack of things for like 30 minutes. Like, I just want to check out, man.
but yeah, like a broad view up until probably like the start of the pursuit,
Okay.
and then maybe some finer details throughout that.
Sure.
Nistani will throw in probably not needed details.
Sure, that sounds good.
You forgot
Yeah.
about the monster we fought on the sand dunes.
About halfway through your story, getting to the part where dealing with the advisory down in the first displaced ruins, kind of watch as he snaps his fingers. The large curtains that block the door and the windows kind of roll down for a second, kind of understanding the need for the upcoming privacy of not wanting any
He's good.
intrusive listeners.
So good. Yikes. No.
Guy.
With the G.
Yikes.
Right. My hearing is. I have stuffed ears right now,
You're
okay?
fine, you're fine. G-A-I-U-X.
That's
Yikes.
the Guardians of the Galaxy thing. What do they call the cat? Nothing like what I just
Artillery
said.
batteries.
That is not it.
And he lacks batteries.
So I'd say this story, kind of to go over all the full details, takes the better part of an hour. But after you're done, a difficult web you have been weaved into. So, you've told me this story. You have come to my place of business in seeking of advice and the items in your arms. You may
I
set them
can
on the
wait.
table.
Okay.
My arms are heavy.
I'm strong. I can help
These
them.
weak arms are heavy.
What is it you wish from me exactly?
I don't know.
Advice on how to get out of the predicament, maybe.
How do we move forward? Do we attempt to clear our names and find a way to bring the truth to light? Or live in the shadows, stay alive?
The way I see things, you are stuck in a maze, woven by others. What's important to note is where you are. Think of the concrete things that you have, what you know, where you stand. You are on the run, correct? However, you were let in the city. An interesting point to note. You have not been identified by the authorities for some time. Now, from the alternate perspective of those outside, we know that the group known as the Forerunners assassinated King Egil, which is contrary to what you have told me. That being said, the description of the Forerunners is vague. We know there is an Arxen, Dragonborn, a Drow, many folk not of Hross. However, no descriptor such as yourself was given.
Or me.
You went there.
I thought you went with us.
Nor you. That being said, that is an important detail I find. To find where you are. That being said, what else do we know concrete of where your standing is in this situation?
I mean, we were only really on the run when we were in Haas.
Well,
From your tale, this would mean that the Hrossians know exactly who you are, correct? There are forms, there are papers. However, with the two coordinators of said event gone, it would be harder to track down should those papers be missing. That being said, no trail has made it back to Cilicia other than the base description of the Forerunners, which I would suggest, Arxen, changing up your attire.
Have I been in Arcs and armor the entire time?
You can in the armor Khalees got for you, I believe. But, that being said, the floating crystals, the opalescent hair.
I can't get rid of these, I'm sorry.
Perhaps a hat.
Give me the hat.
Silas's hat.
Okay, sure. Sure, yeah. Yeah, that would cover it pretty good. Sure.
I'm gonna, while we're talking, braid my hair back into just like an updo. Keep it out of the way.
Attempting to hide your identity would be beneficial. Miss Mendovan.
Everybody knows you're a princess except me!
We didn't mention who I am at all. How did you
I
know?
just told him the full story.
Oh.
I said, what details you holding back? It said none.
I was
This
busy.
guy.
Busy writing down my stuff.
How come he gets to know you're a princess before I did?
I didn't have to say in it. No, I didn't.
He learned from me. I told him.
But you were standing there with your items in the checkout line.
I was spaced out.
Well, I said I trust this guy more than anyone else in the city. Like this is.
Hey, we're in
He's
the
the
city.
guy. I
mean,
trust this guy more than anyone else in the city.
To be fair, I mean, I would have told Silas right away if he didn't already know.
Fine, it's fine.
So, where you stand. The Herassians seem to have a vendetta against you, as the information being brought back to Selisa is either deliberately diluted, or it would be strange for it not to be. The alternatives being misinformation, as Herass would be unlikely to do so. Killers of a king, regicide, would be of top priority. Now, to say what Mizumi has been told is unknown, but if I were to guess, the lies would continue there, as deception is the only way to keep up this narrative that they have. Granted, it sounds as if multiple people were witness, which does make things more complicated. And the knowledge of stopping time is not unheard of, but quite the difficult feat to accomplish. Is that it? Quite so. That being said, it would take someone the upper of 30 years to ascertain that type of knowledge.
You got time, right?
Diligent
Yeah.
training.
Light work.
That being said, I find it odd that you would come here of all places.
As in, come here to Basilica or come here to you?
Basilica, in general. I understand the need for discussion, however, I presume that you have alternate ways to talk over long distance, based on your story.
Well, we're also trying to find Gwen's family.
Right. Knowing the advisory, acting of their own volition under the direct accord of whichever hand they belong to, I would presume that they would be with the advisory itself, the station here. There are two, one for the left hand and the right hand, both preceptors, Gardvia and Erlin. That being said, there is much to discuss when it comes to them on their own, as Gardvia has been preceptor longer than I have been in this town.
I didn't know that. Did I know that?
I would say probably not. It's not a common discussion.
How long have you been in town then?
The better part of 200 years.
So she's been in the city for over 200 years.
As far as I'm
As a-
aware,
Why hasn't she been king or queen?
sovereignship is passed down directly through lineage. Preceptors are selected either by the sovereign themselves or through inheritance. Gardvia has been in her position for longer than, let's see, Nimis, I believe, she served with, as far as I know. I have not ever had a long conversation with her, only about potential soldiers, particularly bright students. She has come here to scout for members for the advisory from my selection of students, but other than that, the conversations have not been long and rarely in person. That being said, Callisti is
That old?
a different story. Yes. You're almost 200 yourself.
It goes right past her.
Yeah.
121.
So
Is it right, the age?
a rough estimate of 3 months.
How old am I? Like 20?
I'm
21.
I'm the oldest in this group.
So, that being said, Callisti is a different story altogether, as she was one of my students not too long ago. 10 years. She trained with me, much of the same that you and your brother did. She does not have the mind for this preceptor work that I view in Garvia, in the sense that she is not as experienced. So her sudden ascension caught my eye. That being said, she was hand-selected by the Sovereign himself, which was an odd day for many people, as there were others that were expected to move up in the ranks. I believe your brother was amongst one of them. That being said, it would seem that she has offered a more courteous introduction than Garvia. So, we know where you stand with her. The Foundation. That being said, Garvia did well in the last war. She is tactical, very much of the more serpentine thinking, striking from the bushes. So if it is her web that you are caught in, I suppose thinking like the serpents would be advantageous.
He doesn't mean Natsuki, does he?
No.
No.
Okay.
No, I do not.
Because, I mean, I could go hunt for my food, but I'd rather not.
I did not mean in a literal way.
Also, shrimp shells does not just seem appetizing at all. You did tell her about the prom episode, right?
Yes.
It's a very cute moment.
Oh, you seem to like the shrimp shell.
No, she's more of a mashed
Sold
potato.
this
so
I'm
yeah.
not.
I was getting there. I just stuttered too much. It's okay.
Right. Well, that being said,
So what are we buying?
She's been in
I
power.
don't know. Y'all been browsing. I've been
200
talking.
No, at one point she was, Nastani was browsing and then just like sat, and it was probably after you had explained that she was a princess, which is why she didn't realize it.
fair
Anyway.
enough. I would say, if you're in Cilicia, you're not being discovered because you haven't been told, which allows a common enemy to be established in Hross. Villain, correct? Your absence, lack of accountability
And lack of action.
and action, arguably, is potentially what she was counting on. Running. It's why you haven't been pursued.
It's because we were labeled as the villain for assassinating and then fled the scene.
The advisory's recent movements in Hross has been of unification, of gathering. So I would argue that it is all going according to plan on her end.
So,
Of course it is.
would it be to like, forgive me if I've just totally everything out the brain, but would this almost be seen as an action to reabsorb the country
As a annexation? Potentially. I could foresee that being the next steps of Garfia's plan, allowing for not a wartime takeover, but
more so we can be unified if we all.
correct.
So trying to do it without war.
It would seem that the Forerunners are necessary, as they are what unites the people. Now, as to why, I find that answer is probably a bit deeper. We know that the advisory has been investigating ruins relating to chronergy, relating to the moon, and we know that Godfrey is at least partially responsible, should your story be accurate. That being said, I would a difficult position. Sometimes the only way to break out of the web is to get deeper within inside of its threads.
We go into her house.
We take her house.
You've
We
made
take
a powerful
poison
ally.
We
her
poison
food.
her water supply.
It's full circle, baby.
I don't think that that's such an outlandish idea.
Going into her home?
Either direct confrontation could potentially yield a new strategy on her part, could potentially be one that you see.
Where would we be able to confront her?
Well, it seems that the plant has a direct approach.
The water.
Show up to her doorstep.
Where does she live, Herb?
I don't know. We just knock on her door
Would I know?
and
Wouldn't I
be
know?
nice.
There are two very nice houses in the Sovereign's Court that you can
50-50 chance.
I mean, we're
Poison
great
both
trouble.
water supplies.
No.
No.
I go knock on the other door,
the babies.
and y'all go knock on the other door.
Well, I mean, if we knock on one door, okay, it's 50-50 chance that they'll kill us or invite us into tea, depending on who answers the door.
Also, are we going to be able to get that close? Sure, we have the thing from. I know we had that, but is that not going to set off some alarm bells
The
for?
Protectorate seal. It'll get you inside Sovereign's Court.
There we go.
It'll grant you audience with Callisti if you wish.
If you have written word from any of the noble court, pretty much all
The
the
third
time.
highest ranking member in the country will get you decently far.
That's how it works in most courts.
You
Sorry,
would
I'm
know.
not a princess. I wouldn't know that. Sorry.
Anyway,
Anyways.
What do you interpret of Nico's role and intentions?
He is misguided. I believe him to be loyal to his family. But, as we know, after family comes the sovereignship, which potentially could be influenced by Guardfia, but there is question to the sovereign himself giving the orders. That is the key point, I think. I think determining whether or not Guardfia is a figurehead or the ringmaster. The perspective it takes to coordinate such an event is magnificent. That being said, I would not be surprised should there be greater forces at play. I do not recommend confronting the Sovereign directly, but learning if his involvement was there could be quintessential, as it does not seem that Guardvia has led to any alternative leaders in this push, this effort that she's made. If it is Guardvia acting alone, well, I suppose then the Sovereign would be the best bet. Attacking a country with evidence of doing so is well in reason for high treasons.
Who has evidence?
Me. My brain.
I have evidence.
This
I have the murder weapon.
It could work against you.
I know.
As trying to challenge her publicly, leading to high court, I could not foresee ending well.
That's on her terms, isn't it?
It is. Were this to have had happened in Hross, perhaps things could have turned out differently. Barring that you avoided execution. That being said, I believe
Kind of didn't. I mean, you got executed, so.
the best course of action is to find evidence. Try and find out the bigger picture. If you can get an equal perspective to Guardvia's, you'll be on the same playing field, and you'll be ready to play chess. But trying to play when you don't have all the pieces is a folly, a fool's errand. That being said, I'm just a teacher. I give advice on hypotheticals. But investigating personal residence, inquiring the Sovereign, perhaps the well might hold answers. The lower floors are typically restricted, and so are the upper. However, with your seal, you should be allowed access to the upper levels.
It's almost like the answers lie in the well.
Time to read some books.
I thought they said the way out is in the well.
No, the answer lies in the well.
Up for interpretation. Hope you remember all.
Editors,
Dream,
pull the
no, the Dreamscape Lord is who told me that, so I don't know how honest.
Yeah, yes. That being said,
When
The answer lies within the well.
well.
Well said.
Do with that what you will.
What you will.
you're in a difficult position. And I would hope I have trained you well enough to get out of it. Use your allies. Use your cunning, your wit, your abilities, your skills. Steal, beg, borrow. Do what you have to.
He said I can steal.
No.
Pay whoever you must. There are no rules when it comes to a game of snakes.
The giant
Piece of
snake that
ladders.
came out of the earth.
So, I'm afraid that is all I can give to you. But, hopefully, this search for evidence will give you direction. Should you need any further assistance, you are welcome to return. As always. What do you have?
I don't know. What does he have in his
What were you
shop?
looking for, Gwen?
I was mostly looking for like healing potions or.
There's no potions.
Okay.
There's armor, there's some rations, there's weapons. Some of it enchanted.
Is there
nothing.
anything for guns?
Ooh, make a not an inspection check. What is it called? Investigation. Inspection check. Make an inspector gadget. 10. You see this steel brush that looks very nice. You can polish
Like
it,
brush
clean
for
some
my
things.
hair?
No, steel brush for
like
the
a
guns.
Oh, is this for my hair?
Ow!
This
All
is
the
not
hair.
a good brush.
Yeah.
So, okay, as a barbarian, I can wear any kind of armor, or
You have unarmored
medium?
defense, I believe, right?
Oh, maybe.
If you have unarmored defense, you might want to.
Not.
Yeah, you have a +3 from that. So
Okay.
any armor you get, you might want to have a higher plus your dexterity bonus. So you'd have to find a light armor that is +3, which
A
is
light or like a head.
light if you want your full dex bonus
Okay.
to add. Otherwise, it gets limited.
Okay then. Okay.
So I'd say you're pretty good. Rings of protection though are your friend.
Oh yeah, mine got stolen. Can I have one? Will, please.
Don't have one to give. Sorry. Go look for it. It's a big city. Might find one.
But the frogs took mine. Can I find
How
the
much
frogs?
is a steel brush?
The steel brush, 2 copper.
Uh-huh.
You buy it.
Uh-huh.
Yep, you buy it. Sure. Okay. Anything else? Anybody wants to do while they're here?
Does he have bolts?
Yes.
Any special bolts or just straight bolts?
A lot of it's standard. He does have one bundle of what appear to be superior bolts. They have kind of these barbed tips and look real nasty to take out. And for your stats, it's just +1 bolts.
Oh, that's
They
not
have-
cool.
Yeah, they have +1 to that attack. There's 10 of
How
them.
much are those?
100 gold
Oh my.
for 10.
It's quite a lot of money, and I don't have that.
I'll buy 'em.
I can get 2.
Who's buying it?
100 for 10,
Mm-hmm.
right?
That's the whole bundle. There's 10 of them.
I'll buy 'em for you. I had the arrows in my arms. Icarus, do you have a quiver for these?
Okay.
I like dump out a court. Yes.
Okay, so you
Alright.
do.
I buy 'em for you.
Thank
Mark it off. Icarus, you can add 10 +1
Let's
bolts.
go.
And if you don't see it, just write it down. What are you looking
So,
for?
I need help finding something.
Are you asking Gaix?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got all this, and I like lay out like my golden ball, my dagger, my spear, my sword,
Mhm.
and I've got this cool cloak
Mhm.
from this really old lady who
I
kind
was
of
told.
invented like the magic stuff. But I don't know what else I need. I got this shield.
What are you looking for?
I don't know. What do I need?
For what?
Like to be better.
Skill.
Skill. Yeah, that's true. But like I've got my money.
I offer tutoring for a relatively low price.
Yep, let's go.
Are you wishing to take on a full studentship?
How long are we here, guys?
I don't think we're here
Not
as long,
long
as you
enough
think
for a
we
full
are.
studentship.
Yeah, that's a couple years.
Never mind.
But if you would like tutoring for a few days, that is available too.
Are you a magical guy?
I am a purveyor of knowledge.
I've got these cool books, but I don't know how to interpret them into magic.
You wish to study the arcane arts within the books.
Yes.
That can be arranged. However, you will need to leave the books with me, and we must discuss times that you will come meet, as I must go over the materials within the books to pull whatever other...
They're not in a language that can be modernly read unless you know ancient text.
I am familiar with many ancient texts.
Okay,
Yeah,
you
get your facts straight.
throw this
I
out.
saved those books specifically to give to him.
I just like making sure.
If you are going to be here for 3 or so days, I believe we can
Yes,
make a discussion.
because the ball isn't.
We can stay for 3 days.
Yes.
Excellent.
I don't get my
I
brother's
will have
right.
a minimum rate of 200 gold per lesson,
Okay.
and I suppose That's weird.
Mm.
I suppose we can begin discussion of what you'll be taught once I have finished these books today.
Today, you're gonna finish all of the books.
Yes.
Okay. I hand over the 3 books and 3 new gold.
Alright, as you do.
Since you don't need the tea.
Yeah, so you hand that over. Can you turn on the speaker underneath?
Yeah.
Anybody else? What else you guys doing?
I'm alright.
I've got the steel brush. I'm probably polishing the
Take it.
So he mentioned before that they could be held, like Gwen's brothers could be held in 2 different areas, right? Or did I understand that right?
There are 2 advisory locations, yeah.
Okay.
probably gonna be a guardian.
We can assume that
Yeah.
Guardians.
What was the name of the other? Is it Callisti?
Callisti.
Airland.
Callisti
Airland.
Airland.
That's the word. That's the
Yeah.
name he used. Okay.
Yep.
Then that's all I had.
Yeah, we're not on a first name basis with her,
I know.
even though that's what's been in my notes for since I got them.
Yeah, my bad. So, that being said, you guys done here?
Mm-hmm.
Any questions you want to ask? Anything else?
Can I take 2 lessons
Oh.
within 3 days?
Can I have him?
Yes. We will begin the first lesson tonight.
Oh, awesome. Let's go.
Meet me at the Well of Agma.
Yes.
Say midnight.
Okay.
Can I
Midnight.
have him? Oh, go ahead.
He said to say midnight, so I did.
Oh.
And you're shot Ethan.
Oh,
Can I have him look at the sword? Actually, I was wondering, could you tell me anything about this
I don't know.
sword?
Can you?
You place the sword kind of on the counter, not
Let it
fully
go.
willing to let go, but you notice you unsheath it. It almost hums with a resonance. It's warm. It feels fiery. And you get a sense of anticipation from the blade.
Oh no.
But as you kind of set it down, you watch as Yikes kind of reaches into his coat pockets and pulls out these very small spectacles, kind of puts them on, looks over the sword for a minute. May I?
Probably not. If you want to touch it, sure. But I'm gonna.
Places his hand, and you watch with a single finger touch. There's this kind of arcane rune that begins to spiral around, kind of swelling and swelling before condensing.
Dude, I'm gonna stay here with this guy. He's cool.
You hold an artifact. It is bound to you. It and the contract within are both bound. You share it with every previous soul that has taken up the contract. There are multitudes of lives within sight of it, and there is one that reigns over them all. I will say what I can out loud, and do your best to interpret my words.
That's not at all ominous.
You have entered a contract with the one inside. You will not be free of the contract until it is fulfilled for all parties, him included. So, until you free yourself of this, I'm afraid your condition of undeath will be permanent.
What condition?
Condition of what?
Let's talk about it later. So, okay. So, are you saying I have a contract with the one who reigns over all of them, or every soul in the sword, including the one who reigns over all of them?
Think of it as a lineage. You have inherited something, and all of those who have inherited this blade are all a part of it. Death does not part you. And it will not until you have completed this contract, the inscription down the blade's edge. That being said, a lofty, ambiguous task.
Do you know of the... I don't even know what to ask.
I do not know the recipient, who you are supposed to slay. Just that it is bound to do so.
Does that mean that she had to kill someone? Like, her person that she had to kill? Was
There
the
is an
king?
entity within inside the blade that has to destroy
A specific...
a specific entity.
God, we are never bound to the blade.
Oh. Never mind.
I know, I thought the same thing. Right. And if... Because I did learn to, if I went to a temple, to separate myself from the blade, would I have life?
It would seem that you would still be tethered, seeing as there have been recent complications with it. It would seem that death has bound you to the blade until you pass once and for all and join the blade and the souls that it carries, or until you free the one inside. They have a tight grip on you.
Are you saying she can't die?
I'm saying that if she were, and the circumstances were not right for her to return, she would be bound with the blade eternally.
What does that mean? That the afterlife would not be good for me, or...
In a simple manner of speaking, yes. The afterlife, there is no Elysium, there is no nine hells, there is no limbo.
I would just be in the blade
Like
for eternity.
the other souls trapped inside. There are many.
Should...
How many souls are trapped in that thing?
5.
So
Not including the entity.
So that is 5 generations that have...
Is the entity within the sword, is it worth freeing him?
I suppose, do you value your soul? What's that worth to you? Because that is the price.
I guess, I mean, are the consequences of freeing him worth me living, or will it bring more harm to free him to others?
A philosophical question that I would turn towards a previous answer. The entity trapped within is bound. It is a prisoner, just like you. I cannot speak for its actions, but if I were to estimate, it would return to the 9 hells.
Well, I appreciate that information. It does not make me feel better.
It is unfortunate.
Well, I appreciate everything you told me.
Of course.
Do you know anything about a masquerade ball happening in Basilica anytime soon?
A bowl?
No?
He's too classy for that.
Okay.
I am not one for festivities.
He's too classy for that.
I didn't know if you heard anything. I'm sorry.
what time is it?
By now, it's getting to be sunset.
Awesome. I will be there for midnight.
You're gonna stay in his shop?
So have all the questions been answered?
Yeah,
All right.
for the most
He does usher everybody out.
Vale, Magister Gax. Gratias, Tibiago.
Of course. Anytime. And
It feels like Lord of the Rings. And
Should you require advice, simply contact me. Or arrive at my doorstep, uninvited. Few can afford that luxury. Best be on your way. I will see you at the well at midnight.
Right.
So, with that, the curtain for the door opens up. You are ushered outside and promptly closes behind you.
Cool.
And you watch as it slowly starts to meld into stone.
He's so great.
Are we staying at your parents'
So
house?
wise.
Or
I don't know.
Okay.
How many of us are there?
5?
6.
Well, that's
Willem
Willem.
and
Willem has
Willem-
his own spot.
Yeah, he has his own family house.
There should be space.
If we stay at a tavern or inn somewhere nearby, it's fine. I just want to know where we're sleeping.
Or if you want to stay with your parents, and we stay in an inn, so you have time to visit with them.
We may. Well, at the very least, we need to meet Willem there, and we can find out where we're sleeping at that point.
Alright, that's good.
So, guys heading off to Icarus' place?
Yeah.
Alright, so you all hop in the truck, traveling around the rings of Basilica. That is where we're going to leave off tonight's episode.
Woo!
On a high note, nobody died.
Yay!
And we're extending the
Tragedy.
streak. This is like,
Yeah.
what, 3 straight episodes?
Yeah,
Or
3.
2?
Two, 'cause
That's
the-
2.
The first one we were being
Yeah.
revived.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
started dead.
Started dead.
And Silas had a fate worse than death. Guess we get 2 straight episodes.
Yeah, it's not here nor there. Yeah, anyway, so thank you guys for watching tonight. Make sure to remember to...
Like, comment,
Subscribe in a nasty way.
No!
No,
I
don't
like what Jack said
be,
there.
No,
be
thank you, Jack.
right. Have peanut clusters.
Yeah, have
Peanut cluster.
peanut cluster.
Be
Remember,
optimistic.
Be optimistic.
And follow us on social media.
Yeah.
Wayward 7.
Yeah.
It would be positively
Yes.
amazing if you did.
Yes.
Opportunity.
It's a
Not
great
Optimism.
time.
Optimism.
Optimistic, which is
Opportunistic.
positivity.
I'm going to close it off on a high note.
we're
And
gonna
we'll see you next
take this
time
optimism
on The Wayward 7. Good night, everybody.